When it comes to operating the trailer, it's very important that the fresh water tank is emptied as much as possible, and by opening this valve, it allows the fresh water tank to drain outside. You would also want to make sure that your black water tank is emptied before you move the trailer as well. Fresh water connection will come in through this line, and you have two options. You can fill up the fresh water tank by having this valve open, and it will fill up the tank. You do have an overflow mechanism so that it doesn't overflow. The water will fill out this valve and go outside if it does get to that level. If you're not going to use a fresh water tank, or if you don't want to fill the tank, you would have this valve off like it is now, and as the fresh water comes in, you'll want to make sure that this valve is on. All of these valves should be turned on with the exception of this. This valve should only be used in the event of winterizing, and I'll talk about that later. But everything else should be turned on, including your propane line. All of your plumbing is clearly labeled. Inside the owner's manual, you'll have a sheet that tells you what each number corresponds to with regards to the trailer. Most of the electrical is ran off of a 12-volt system that's clearly labeled, and everything else is clearly labeled on the utility box. This trailer is equipped with the winter package, so it's very important when you're using this below freezing to have the trailer plugged into electric, as seen here. Also to turn the tank heater on, and also turn the mechanical room heater on as well. And that'll make sure that the trailer can be operational during the winter. If you're not going to use it in the winter, you will want to winterize the trailer. Inside the owner's manual, it explains how to do it, but that is also where this valve comes into play. When you're going to pump antifreeze through the system, that would be the only time that you would turn this valve on. So you would turn this valve on, turn both of these off as shown here, and it allows antifreeze to pump through the system, and it'll bypass the hot water tank. But once again, that would be only in the event of winterizing the trailer. Your freshwater connection is also outside the utility room here. You have 4 corners, you have jack points, and the jacks are stored in a box in the main room, and you can hook them up here to stabilize the trailer, and you can see there's one in each corner. The only other point that you'll need to notate when using the trailer is to make sure you get the propane tanks filled, and you can use this to decide what side of the propane you want to use. Once that's emptied, then you can move it over to the other side. Outside of that, the trailer is very easy to operate and function. On the back of the unit, you have a clean out door. When you open it up, you have access to the sight gauge and also a banjo clean out valve for a pumper truck. Use a screwdriver to turn the middle screw to lock and unlock that part of the trailer.